I ignored all of you. I didn't go to the studio to hobby. Instead, I stayed at home. I ignored all of you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I lied. I wanted to stay home. It's grim outside. It's miserable here. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this gopping Thursday. It's really grim. There's bright blue skies on yesterday, and now it's just raining and shit. Ugh. Hey, everyone. Magical buttons. Press them for me if you'd be so kind. What time is it for us? It's 13:30 here in the UK. You can also tell us where you are in the world and what time it is for you wonderful human beings. Today is an interesting one. So, there's no Joe today, no. Joe is at home today. He wanted a full day at home painting. So we didn't need him this evening because we have Brom and Paddy in the studio with myself. And so Joe asked, could he also be excused today so he could stay home and do some more painting? And I said, yeah, right, why not? Not a problem, right? And then I was like, well, I could go into the studio and do a show, or I could just go in a bit later, which is probably what I'm going to do. I have to move around all the cameras, just leave them where they are for just me. So that's what we're going to do. And if you watched Tuesday's game of 40k between Paddy and Joe with Tom on the deck, they were talking about Joe's concept of Tournament Tuesdays. I think Tom even put a poll up at one point. Spoiler alert, we'll set the rules. Polls are kind of irrelevant. However, thinking about Tournament Tuesday, Joe has suggested, and I think this is probably a pretty good idea, that every individual picks 2 armies. Because we don't want it to get stale. So let's say, for example, for three Tuesdays in a row, for whatever reason, it's the same group of people playing. It could potentially get a bit stale where we have the same matchups over and over again. So if we allow everyone to have 2 factions, then then it makes it significantly easier for us to make a variety in Tournament Tuesdays. Also still allows us to dial in specific factions, right? So my first faction was really, really easy, as will not be a surprise to anybody. My first faction was very, very easy. My second faction I'm really struggling with, and I'm hoping perhaps potentially you guys can help us today, although you probably can't. But I'm hoping. Right, so if I get this up. Right. He says get it up. Oh, also welcome everyone. You're all amazing. And thank you to Brother Templar Chris, who's become a Hesir tier member. So what I've done so far in our stream schedule is I've been building a little tracker as to who's going to run what before I can then start to make our league, and we're going to track the league in Discord so you'll be able to see what's going on and what the league is and who's where and all that kind of stuff, right? So if I screen share right now, this is our stream schedule where we track everything that's going on. But at the moment, this is the section for TT, Tournament Tuesdays, right? And Joe is pretty confident by the time we launch this Emperor's Children will be out, so he's chosen those in guard. I was surprised. No Blood Angels, no Tyranids, no Dark Angels. That surprised me. Brom, Orcs, Ultramarines, almost instantly, easy. Paddy's currently sat on Blood Angels Tau. Tom is World Eaters, and he kind of wants to do Orcs, but Brom said he wants to do Orcs, so Tom's thinking Custodians. I've said more than one person can go Orcs, that's not a problem. And then Eddie's got Necrons and G-Cid Occults. So I'm really stuck here. This is the big question mark at the moment. Oh, what did I do there? This is the big question mark at the moment, right? What do I do for my second faction? And I'm having a real struggle with it. And this is what I need you people for. This is what we need to do. I've got a couple of options. I've got a couple of things I'm thinking about. Dark Angels, Black Templars, Grey Knights, Necrons, Drakari. There's all these things. Space Wolves. I don't like 40k Space Wolves, Andy, I'll be honest. I could do Tyranids, Kev. I could do Tyranids. I wouldn't mind playing Tyranids if Joe's going to drop them. At the moment, my head is fighting between Templars and Grey Knights as it stands. Although there's a lot of... Like, this is a really short stream if you all just go Templars, done. Lizardmen. Templars is very, very tempting. I have a lot of Templars here. What's that? Living going to start GC cults and be my friend? I can't, Ash. I can't. Imagine me painting GC cults as well. Jesus. Grey Knights, but I don't want to force you to buy the current range. I don't have to. On Wednesday, someone in Canadian land has donated to us a very sizable Grey Knight army. So the studio is going to have Grey Knights very soon. We will have a full-size Grey Knight army as of Wednesday.
Choose a second army with a completely different playstyle. As chat have said, do Templars and sod the meta.
Why is Templars sod the meta? Out of interest, by the way. So the only thing we don't have in the Grey Knight army that's been donated to us is the new Castellan Crow, which I built yesterday. Don't worry, he's not on his base and his head's loose. Because painting. You know, I'm try out painting mode. So I could do Grey Knights and have a full army. If I do Templars, I need to paint more. Sisters is another option. Raising Rune Lords is another option. Rummer Clock, thank you for the 5, by the way. If I do Templars, I do have to paint more, but that's not a massive problem because I have loads of Templars here.
I want to see an Orc versus Orc narrative where you have to put a risk of fighting your own army because they get battle-addled and start fighting anything that moves.
Let's go fighting your own army. I mean, I don't fully understand as they get battle-addled and start fighting anything. I'm into it, though. Orcs versus Orcs versus Orcs versus Orcs. Paddy has, in fact, been painting Sisters. I probably can show you that as well, actually. Although I have to be careful what I show you because WhatsApp be WhatsApping. Let's open WhatsApp up and show you the Paddy thing. Generally, Custodians are very contrasted playing style to Elder. Custodians was another option for me, honestly.
Dark Angels. Load up on Knights and Companions and lead with the Lion.
I like Dark Angels. The win rate isn't great compared to Ultramarines, but Rule of always wins. I do fucking love Templars as well. I do enjoy playing systems. Well, I say I enjoy playing systems until the most recent random nerf batting that happened. Where I feel like they got nerf battered into oblivion recently. Andy, I'm not loving chaos right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not loving chaos right now. Like any flavour of chaos, really. I just don't... Even World Eaters, I love World Eaters so much, but I'm just a bit bored of them. So I can take this over here like this.
Castellan Crow is like the anti-Mo, where everyone proxies something else into Mo. That Crow model might be the most proxied, especially Sword.
He is fucking stunning them, isn't he? So this is Paddy's work at the moment for my new Channel Sisters army. We've gone for a purple, black and gold theme. I'm into it. That's what Paddy's been working on. He's good, isn't he, Paddy? So Sisters is going to potentially be an option. It's quite a sizable force as well. I think I've given him 100 Sisters infantry to paint. And Pure Knights will keep the other guys on their toes. I did think about going like Chaos Knights or something. Thank you, Amy. It wasn't me, though. It's Paddy. Paddy deserves all the accolades for that painting. I don't paint anywhere near that fast. They're even edge highlighted. That's why, you know, Paddy did it instead of Joe. Sisters have been nerfed into the ground. They have been. But that, like, if there's anything Modern Games Workshop does show us, it is that is not going to be the way that they're going to be forevermore, right? That like, if they are in fact nerfed into the ground right now, which I think they are, then the next balanced data slate they will do some work to fix them. Does anyone else think that Black Templars and Dark Angels would be a bit of a boring choice? So Black Templars and Dark Angels for the aesthetic is an incredible choice as far as I'm concerned. But, Lucky, in terms of playstyle, I find that they're quite one-dimensional. And I feel like I want an army to play that's significantly more than one-dimensional, which is why Sisters is quite tempting. Although I do like the concept of Grey Knights. I was mucking around with lists today. all swords, all the time. But Grey Knights need a new model range for me. We desperately need a new model range for them. No saying humans are fan of competitive. I am at the moment. I'm enjoying it. Hurts the Imperial Knights. I know they don't perform well for channel metrics, but big stumpy robots. Isn't Knight builds for competitive play though a bit meh, especially Imperial? It's just like fucking 6 Armigers, 6 Warglaives, and Canis Rex, and that's about it. Grey Knights are 20 years old. Are they actually 20 years old? That's straight up.
Admech, odds on you won't.
I won't, no. The AdMech problem is quite simple. I like Ruststalkers and I like Infiltrators. I don't like any other model, and I don't like the playstyle. So it's not going to happen, mate. I just don't love AdMech at all, really. The problem is, as well, as an Eldar player, as my main, right, I am incredibly spoilt by them. Incredibly spoilt by them. Because they have so much variety. Nemesis 4 yeah.
Gene Stealer counts.
I'd rather cut my own knob off. Chaos Knights are worth 15 War Dogs. Yeah, but at least you've got like 4 or 5 different types of War Dogs, don't you? I've got to dip out. This reading has melted my brain and I need to concentrate. Go for it, mate. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Just leave it on mute in the background so I get the views, alright? Leagues of Votan. Oh god. Oh come on. No, so I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but there is a fancy Warhammer 40k webpage. Have you seen this? So they do in fact have a page for people that just literally search Warhammer 40,000, right? Which is not, believe it or not, the actual Games Workshop website. So, what you can do, if you scroll down, it tells you all about Warhammer, which is cool. I'm into it. I like it. It's sexy, right? You continue to scroll down, how it works, discover the armies. Discover the armies.
In that case, Gene Stealer Cult, Gene Stealer Cult, Gene Stealer Cults.
I can't think of anything worse than playing Gene Stealer Cults. Also, the one faction that I said the other night on the stream is probably one of the one factions I would never collect. Choose your army, right? We've got 5 options. I like a versatile army that can take on anything it faces. I prefer a deliberate, calculated army that controls the flow of battle. I want a synergistic army with elite units that each have their own specialization. I want to rush in with a really aggressive army.
Run my Death Guard Terminators list I sent you, ha ha.
Again, Death Guard, this is the problem. I feel like people have a style that they like and an aesthetic that they like, but play style for tournament is probably slightly more important than aesthetic. And I don't feel like Death Guard, Gene Stealer Cults, or any of these things are particularly exciting. Eddie's Gene Stealer Cult look bang, and they do look really, really good. So there will be Gene Stealer Cult. Eddie's put himself down to be Gene Stealer Cults. So I feel like out of these 3, I normally go, I want a synergistic army with their own specializations. I mean, this is kind of irrelevant though, right? I bet if I drop my Gene army off for you for a week, you'd be able to play them and have fun. I'm sure I'd be able to play them, Ash. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I think I could probably play any faction in the game. Doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy it though, or want to. I really want to do Custodes, but I feel like Tom's going to jump on the Custodes train. I also like Custodes, so I would just pick Destiny here. Eldar, straight away. What's this one? 1,000 Suns.
Guaranteed early finishes. Chaos Knights, and go triple Rampager, and 6 Carnivores, just go full send, all out Aggie play.
I like the idea of that. And the thing is, I think for the majority of what I'm seeing the lads putting competitive list-wise, it would be quite an interesting, hilarious counter. Chaos Knights, fully magnetized weapons. No, I don't do magnets. I don't do magnets. But yeah, this is a thing you can use if you want to. I want a versatile army. I will fight for humanity. What's that one? Sisters. They're sisters. And you can go through this, and you can just, I don't know. Someone pick a card, any card. Take Tyranny and have a true horde army in attendance. I want to rush with a really aggressive army. Calculated strikes. Blood Angels. And they take you. This is quite cool, isn't it? I like this. I'm a fan of this. I do like Blood Angels, but I think Paddy's got Blood Angels. Yeah, Paddy's got Blood Angels, look. We might see more sisters. There's just too much. I just want to do all the things. I just want to do all the things all the time.
Can send you my NIDS list going 4/4 GTWs, it's fun.
Send me the list, by all means, but I don't think I want to paint turrets. Here's the other thing, right? What site is that? warhammer40k.com. Here's the other thing that's quite interesting with it as well, is that...
Drukari, go full elven lapdog. I mean fanboy.
Mike, I am so tempted to pick Drukari as my second. I'm just concerned they play a little too similar to normal Eldar as well. What about Necrons? They have a decent range. I think they're a bit... I'm going to be playing Necrons soon, but... Tell Tom to go Orcs and go Stoics. No, I'm not telling anyone to go anything. They get to do whatever they want. Maybe the answer is to give everyone a third faction.
If they do something special with the Thousand Suns abilities, I'd love to see a heavy Psyker army. In Sigmar are so cool to watch and flavorful.
The Tzeentch Demons detachment, which we're showing off tonight actually again from Grotmus, is also a really cool detachment. I like Thousand Suns a fair amount. The problem we have with Thousand Suns is it's a siege army. So to expand on the Thousand Suns, I need to speak to Siege about getting more Thousand Suns. We wouldn't do that. February is not the ideal time of the year for a YouTuber to be looking at expenditure. It's not the greatest month. So, yeah, maybe not. Are you going to have a faction leaderboard or a player leaderboard? Player leaderboard, Stu. Player leader. So we... I think it's more fun to do a player leaderboard rather than a faction leaderboard. Because faction leaderboard doesn't really make sense because we can make it work, but you'd have to make sure everyone played equal number of games of each of their factions. I absolutely love playing against that Tzeentch detachment. Most fun I've had. It's fucking great, isn't it? It's such a cool mechanic. Do you use Tzeentch to paint thousands? We just add just demons. We've got demons. We've got some Tzeentch demons already. Paddy's been painting them. Necrons are easy to play too. All units do exactly one job, but they have almost zero loadout options. See, you're not selling it to me there. The Bray does go Orcs. But I also don't know if I'd get a board of Custodies either. To siege off for a discount for your viewers. Unfortunately not. There's just too many options and there's too many cool things. Chat. There's far too many cool things. Makes sense to build good rivalries going on player based. I sat the other day, yesterday I sat for like an hour, I think. Probably about an hour. Just going through the app and going through the website and looking for which faction I wanted to play. And I didn't narrow the list down. And I ended up with all these things. Drukari, Grey Knights, Dark Angels, Black Templars, Orcs myself, because fuck it, why not? Tyranids. All things I'd happily play. Knights. All things I'd happily play. This is why we have piles and piles of potential. It's all cool. It's just I need to lock one in. Go Grey Knights due to the lack of Grey Knight battle reports on YouTube these days. Is there a lack of Grey Knight battle reports on YouTube? Is that a thing? There he goes, complaining that the game's at a great state and loads of choices. When Grey Knights get a scale refresh, I'm going to jizz everywhere. Templars is tempting. I think Templars have some more options because they're Space Marines, right? So they get Space Marine options. Playing a super fragile killy army, you want something a bit tougher and harder to kill, something in power armor. That was my thoughts, yeah. Grey Knights don't get much YouTube love. Why? I'm not budging on this. I think you'd actually love how Genius Cult play, similar to Eldar. But I've got Eldar. I don't want to play similar to Eldar if I've got Eldar. I could be tempted with Chaos Knights. But I wonder if they do terribly in content as well. Start by doing a list. I can't do it. What sort of list? For factions? I can't. I don't think I can. Ash, stop with the G's in a cult. No one likes them. Brilliant. Go with the force that you feel comfortable with, have a good grasp of their rules, and ultimately feel you can get the most out of them playing. I have. That's my main faction, right? What about the Sylvaneth? What? If you go demons, can you change detachment? Yeah, you're not locked to a detachment. We're not locking lists. We're not locking detachments. We're just locking factions. Factions to players. I put the link in a share on Discord. So look. Discordia. Where is it? Link sharing. Tyranid Strike Force Invasion Fleet. Broodlord, Hive Tyrant, Neuro Tyrant on one eye. 20 term against 10 Barb Gaunts, 1 Carnifex, 2 Carnifexes, 1 Exocrine, 10 Geniuses, 1 Lictor, 1 Tyrannofex, 6 Zoanthropes. Pretty cool. I think we've got almost all of that as well. We don't have an Exocrine yet. So the thing is, right, here's the other thing that happens. So what I also want to do, and you're all going to fucking, well, I don't care, right? It wants to be something that I want to be able to add to myself. I don't want to be loading on Joe the whole time to add stuff. That's not what I want to be doing. So something like Grey Knights, one, we've got the whole army being delivered on Wednesday, and then if I need to add to it, it's Grey Knights. It's not hard, is it? And if they release a new model range, you can slowly replace, which is cool. Templars is another faction that I'm very comfortable. I could paint quite well because the color scheme is a color scheme I'm very comfortable with. And then Dark Angels, maybe not so much, I'm not sure. Tyranids is one of those weird factions, right? Where, there we go. Tyranids is one of those weird factions where I look at them and I feel like when you look at, let's pick a model, let's pick a X-Screen, what we just spoke about, isn't it? Doesn't matter, when we look at the X-Screen, right? Tyranids is one of those weird factions where I look at the model and I think to myself, I could paint that well. I could paint that really well. And then I get to painting it and I don't like it at all. It's not that I don't like the model. The model's cool. I can't do a good paint job of them. Go Black Legion just a mind game, Joe. Yeah. Go Chaos Knights and make Joe do the magnets. I'm not doing magnets. So I love Tyranids, the way they look and what have you, but I'm terrible at painting them. How cool that is. It's fucking cool, isn't it? What's your Tyranid scheme? Is it Kraken? The black and red? Is that Kraken? It's quite a pretty range on the whole. I just don't really, I don't love them. Oh. But then, saying that, right, can we just talk a little bit for a moment about this? Right? Grey Knights, this guy, when he got his range refresh, right, what a model. I've just built him the other day. What a fucking model this guy is. What Kronos, that's the one, thank you. What a model this one is. Right? He is, I built him the other day, I was like, wow, he's stunning. Helmet, of course, because we're not mental. Right? And then we go into every other model. And I'm sorry to be that guy, but like, what is that? And even furthermore, finely detailed resin cast means fine cast. We go even to the basic infantry. What I find baffling about this, right? What I find baffling about this, chat, is we're talking 1 kit, 2 kits, 3 kits, and maybe 4 kits is all you would need to do to refresh Grey Knights. Because the Terminators make Terminators and Paladins, and the Strike Marines make Purgation Squads, Purifiers, Interceptors, everything, right? Strikes, they make all of it. And these aren't the worst, but when you compare them to modern day Primaris, I did an entire Primaris kit bash update for my Grey Knight army. It is awesome. I'm sure it is. The problem I have is, right, if we go into the individual models, is I want all the text. I want the Grey Knight symbols all over the legs. And you don't get that if you upscale. I love Blood Angels. How many out of stock? Well, the thing is, though, Kev, is that and that are all the same kit. It's one kit that makes all 4. It's literally a difference in backpack or weapon options is all it is. This is quite literally the same kit. It just doesn't work anymore, does it? Do you think baby carriers need resculpts? I guess they probably would, wouldn't they, to scale them up? What we said, right? What we said about baby carriers, chat? We like love or hate? Love or hate, team? I think they're going to get a refresh, Miguel, as well. I think they're going to get one this edition. Do I have 30 purifiers? I don't know what I've got. Hang on. Let me find out what I've got for you. I have got... It's being sent to me right now. Okay. Big no, hate, love, hate. The pose hate, but can be saved by converting. I like them. I run 6 of them. Not a fan. Hate. I love them. I think they're cool as shit. I'm here for these. And I know how many people hate them. I'm here for these fucking things. I think they're dumb as shit, which makes them 40k. Get rid of that teleport if I target me and I tolerate them. That's 1 unit though, isn't it? So, what's being sent to us? Fully painted and based, right? Are you ready for this, chat? Are you ready for this? So, before you decide that we definitely go down the Templars route, listen to this, okay? Being sent to us by a wonderful human being who watches the channel is...
Just sold my entire Drukari army to pay a bill and now starting again. Trying a balanced 2K list to minimize the cost.
Amazing.
God, I love to paint.
That's I'm kind of both sad that happened, but also amazing that you're going to enjoy the process of building the army and painting again. I won't be buying anything because we're currently on 1 new member. So what's being sent to us to use on the channel, right? This is potentially for the tournaments. Before you decide, okay? Fully painted and based being sent to us. Castellan Crow, old model. So I would need to do a new model, right? We then have Kaldar, Drago, metal. 3 times Librarians and Terminator armor. Voldus, 2 Chaplains for Grey Knight Terminators. 10 Paladins, 17 Terminators. Grey Knights with Nemesis weapons times 36. Grey Knights with Silencers times 3. Grey Knights with Psy Cannons times 5. Grey Knights with Incinerators times 8. 12 Interceptors, 4 Dread Knights, 2 Dreadnoughts, 2 Stormhawk Interceptors, 1 Storm Raven, 2 Razorback stroke Rhinos, 1 Definite Razorback, 1 Definite Rhino, 1 Land Raider Redeemer stroke Banisher, 1 Crusader, 2 Standard Land Raiders. Unpainted, 1 extra Dread Knight, 10 Terminators, Grey Knights with Nemesis weapons times 5, Interceptors times 4. New on sprue, 10 Grey Knights. I mean, that's a lot, right? And then what I can do... Will it let me open all of them in browser? I'll just do the one. Oh, it just is the one. I can't open them. I'm not going to open each one individually. Arkingdor, thank you for the 1 gifted. Evan to Manello, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. That's a lot. It is a lot, right? That's what's been sent to us. There's a lot of people. He's like, do you want it for free? Yeah, cool. Any indication of any painted up purifiers? Well, this is Grey Knights, aren't they? So just choose. It means we have a Grey Knight army before they release all the new models that we can use. None seem to have the white helmets. Also, I really want to do my own Grey Knight army eventually, but I don't want to paint them silver. Comp is fun. Comp is fun, Melody. How you doing anyway? You good? That's a nice obscure selection of random unit sizes. Well, if you think about it, if you take the 36 and you add the 12 is 48, 5 is 53, plus 4 unbuilt is 57, plus another 5 is 62. It's like 72 Grey Knights in total. Purifies is the new detachment, yeah. I want to do Grey Knights with black armor, bronze writing maybe. Three silences though, you can get that 4th one done. I'm not a fan of silences. I don't think you use silences now, to be fair. But do them in actual grey colour. Just go plastic grey, right? Liam, the Great Hall hoodie is the most comfy hoodie I've gotten in 20 plus years. Good, didn't they? The one from Raven. Black, you're not Joe. I love black armour. I know I've ripped Joe for it, but I've now got a real taste for it. I'll paint my crow and then you can decide whether it's good or bad. But you have to be kind. I really hope they get a range refresh. I really hope they get a range refresh. Because at the moment, I'm tempted to go down the Templars route just because the model range is prettier. Black Templar stuff is just so nice. Black armor is the sexiest armor. My Raven hoodie too small when it's XL made me sad. Carl, I love you very dearly, but I'm not sure that's a hoodie problem. I guess I'm one of those people, like, if I painted Custodians, I always wanted to do, like, Solar Watch or the black ones, whatever they're called. I can't remember what they're called. I don't want to do gold. I hate large amounts of metallic paint. I really don't like large amounts of metallic paint. Having the odd model in metallic, St. Celestine or High Marshal Helbrecht, I think is okay, but I think large amounts of metallic paint really puts me off. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think the only army where I'm kind of okay with it is Necrons, potentially. Recommend Vallejo Metallic Black. I've got that here, I think. That's a scale colour. Gunmetal. I'm sure I've got Vallejo Model Air Metallic Black here somewhere. Maybe. Go pink. Yeah? I think you already got Templars. Wouldn't that just be adding to your Space Marine forces? Well, yeah, I would be adding to the Templars. I wouldn't be just starting a new army. I'd be adding to it. Absolutely is what I'd be doing. Add multiple more units of Sword Brethren. A couple of Gladiator Lancers. Job done. Shadow Keepers. Thank you, Edward. Yeah, 100%. Light grey, red, white, and tiny bits of gold. Raven sizes are fine. What about? My Raven shirt is the same size as everything else I wear, and it fits fine. Carl goes, I know, that's why I'm sad. You should make a new shooty Space Marine army. We do have this issue in the channel in general where the majority of us just prefer melee. Which is why they get quite, or Joe specifically gets quite frustrated when he gets shot to bits by Eldar. He's like, what do you mean we're not sword fighting? But they're like World Eaters. Airbrushing, no. If I paint power swords like that, we don't use an airbrush for it. We glaze it properly. Because airbrushing, the second airbrushing looks fine from a distance, the second you pick it up and look closer, you go, oh, it was airbrushed. Hot take, chat. Hot take. Airbrushing for glows and OSLs and etc. Airbrushing, overrated. Joe's Raven guys shoot, not very well. Not very well at all. Airbrushing, fades, and all that kind of stuff, overrated. Shut your dirty mouth. No, brush painted is better. I've seen your brush painting, Carl. Your brush painting is better. I only airbrush for priming. I do all my base colours for with airbrushing. All my base colours are airbrushed on. But there is well done airbrushing and there's beautiful airbrushing and there's overdone airbrushing, which is just overrated. It doesn't look good, overdone airbrushing. And as an Eldar fan, you see it very commonly on Eldar vehicles, like Falcons and Fire Prisms and Wave Serpents. And it's just ugly. It's just not good. You can do a beautiful solid base coat of colour with an airbrush. Fine, cool, 100%. That's what all of my models are airbrushed their base coats, without doubt, because it's just so much faster than brush painting. so much faster. But I don't do the horrible, like, running bright in the recess. It just looks shit. Like when you go, like, black in the recesses, and then white on the edges, and then grey, and then I put the colour over the top. Oh, fuck off. It looks awful. Overrated. Hot take, personal opinion. Just throwing it out there. But yeah, like my Banshees, base coated with an airbrush. All done airbrushed. My Warlocks, airbrush base coated. So I'm not saying I hate airbrushes. I'm just saying, you know, when you do the whole shadow in, like the zenithal nonsense with the airbrush, and then you put a colour over it, overrated, doesn't look good. Hot take. Very passionate about airbrushing then him. I know people with incredible amounts of painting skill, and I've seen situations where there's two people's vehicles side by side, and one has taken significantly more effort and skill than the other one, and when you pick them up close, it just looks nicer. But from a distance, people go, "Oh, look at that one." I'm like, it's just fucking psh, 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 done. We love subjective opinions here. We do, yeah. Yeah, I brush paint everything because I don't have an airbrush. You don't need an airbrush. But when it comes to base coat colours, it saves you fucking days. Like you can build 2,000 points of Blood Angels, go to your airbrush booth, black, red, and then you'll be done. The whole army base coating will be done in a day or two, max. Like that's where it saves you fucking hours. It's so good for that. And if you want to do like tank camo patterns and stuff, mask off, solid colour, that's fine. Maybe these are subjective facts. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all being on my side. Hot take, majority of fancy painting techniques are overrated. Some people freeze thinking they have to paint fancy and never get to play. Oh, yes. Fancy in general is fancy, right? In fact, I know a lot of people that have focused on doing fancy painting techniques that haven't like nailed the basics. I can glaze power swords really, really well, but I struggle to be super neat on my edge highlighting. Realistically, if I don't have beautiful edge highlighting and it's a bit thick and messy, it doesn't matter how good my power sword is. I've decided to brush paint my Bad Moons. Worst decision of my life. Isn't Bad Moons yellow? That's a bold move, Melody. Yeah, maybe yellow was a bad call for brush painting. I'm a fan of easy painting now. Less stress, no worry. Fair. Tabletop is the thing. I struggle to get things on the tabletop. I get it, Carl. I get it. Oh, excuse me. That's an awful sound. Ugh, sorry. I'm still getting over this illness. And Luce set an alarm this morning, and I was not a fan of that. And I've been struggling this morning. I then went to the gym. Ugh. But hey, my biggest problem is trying to figure out colour schemes, not the painting. Oh, and this is another problem. This is another huge problem I have, right? Oh, here's a colour scheme that I like, and I think it looks good. Apply it to every faction. I do that all the time. I'm so bad for that. I'm so bad for that.
I'm using the Nid army I am building at the moment to experiment, going to try yellow main color with a pink primer, hoping it will look good.
I'm sure it will, Tank. Keep us posted. Thank you for the 5, you legend. If you really want to support the channel here, all 214 of you wonderful human beings, you can think about smashing that gifted button and gifting some wonderful grey names in chat like Crafthammer and Greg, memberships to the channel. We're currently on 7 new members in February. My little YouTube revenue arrow is like down, Liam, do better. I can't do that. I want all the colours. Well, this is Eldar. Eldar's the faction for you then, mate. Okay, all the colours in Eldar. In one faction, all the colours. Want to paint black? Paint some Dark Reapers. Want to paint bone? Paint some banshees. Want to paint green? Paint some striker scorpions. Want to paint blue? Paint some dire avengers. Want to paint white? Paint some shining spears. Want to paint orange? Paint some fire dragons. It's because I went on vacation. My bad. It is entirely yours, yeah. 10 out of 10 videos all month. I'm confused. Have you come across fire dragons painted green and striker scorpions painted orange? No, I haven't, no. That would probably trigger me. Red Crimson Hunters, exactly. See, Drew knows. Because so many people take Crimson Hunters now. Oh, my head fuck for your opponent, yeah. Kill the orange ones. Wait, not those ones. I'm really excited about Tournament Tuesdays, chat, I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be fun. However, my biggest stumbling block is probably going to be Joe. I started in the Eandon Craftfold, kind of regretting it now. If you get it, Eandon done though is amazing. Looks incredible. It's different for everyone. Not every style of painting will fit the same person. 100%, Elijah. It's all about finding what works for you and seeing other people's styles. Yes, absolutely. I really want to do my mirror, Eldar. Evan. We're in double figures. Finally. Thank you, Evan. If, you know, just another 18 of you can find it in your hearts to give 5, it'd be great. Oh, I haven't got to do an update, have I? I've not got the tracker on today because it's a daytime show. Thank you, Evan, so much for the 5 gifted. We're up to 12. Up to 12, you beautiful humans. Thank you, the Springies for 5 gifted. We're up to 17. You're so kind. Thank you so much for the extra 10 gifted, you wonderful human beings. Amazing human beings. Amazing human beings. I'm going to have to really sit and talk about this competition stuff with Joe as well, because, like, if I went Dark Angels, for example, I'd just be asking him. Why is the alarm going off at work? Wait one, Sean. Thank you for so much for the 10 gifted, but my burglar alarm's gone off at work. Is it burglar alarm? Activation for the Portsmouth. Oh, good. What does the voicemail thing say? Oh, hang on, chat. I'm sorry. Please call the alarm company. ADT. Telephone number. Do we think we just get away with it? It's because the weather's bad. Do we think we just could not ignore it? Is there anything on the cameras? Sorry, I will get... Chat, you're amazing. I will get to you. But when the burglar alarm goes off at work, I have other things to worry about for just a second. I promise you I'll say thank you to all of you. If the cameras are clear, then we probably just leave it for now because I'm going in a bit anyway. And normally this happens when the weather's bad, and the weather's really bad. That camera's clear. I promise you I'll get to you. The main camera's clear. I think we're fine. I think we're okay. This is the shit they don't tell you about when you're a small business owner. Share the cameras with chat. Let everyone see the cunt of a staircase. I'm going to leave this main one on here, which will show me if there's anyone in the building. I'd imagine it's bad weather. The problem is they've had to change the way the cameras, the security system communicates with the control center. Because I don't know if you know this, in the UK, they're slowly but surely phasing out old landlines. So it used to be connected to the control center via old landline, and they've now switched it to this dual SIM system. So it uses mobile signal to communicate with the control center, which means if the signal cuts, the control center gets an alarm activation and phones me. The problem is that every time I don't know what sims they've used, but every time the weather's bad, which is why I'm not quite panicking, I'm just checking quickly. Every time the weather's bad, the signal cuts and I get a phone call saying there's been an alarm activation. And you can have this any time of day. So what should be going on, right, is I should be getting an alarm activation. I should be going, what the fuck is going on, and phoning them immediately. But now, with 6 months of this nonsense with alarm activations weekly, I'm like, I've installed Ring cameras. I've just installed cameras. I'm like, I'll soon find out if someone's in my fucking building because I've got cameras. And if no one's in the building, not really concerned then, am I? It's fine. It's not like the UK mobile network's a dodgy as shit. Exactly. Right. I've got. Let me just set this camera up here. Okay, I can see that now. So I think we're fine. Stick Monkey, thank you for 10. Thank you for 10 gifted memberships. You fucking beautiful human being. What a hero. Brandon, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You beautiful human being. What a legend. Cooney, I was talking to you earlier. How you doing, dude? Thank you for 10 gifted memberships. You fucking sexual shit. I could probably play with you soon. Video games, chat, for reference. And then Carl, you bloody wonderful man. Thank you for 10 gifted as well. You absolute hero. Thank you so much, man. What a fucking legend. That puts us on 52, chat. Halfway there. Whoa, halfway there. As a DA main, I'll always support you going that faction. Painted my diary with Warpstone green with an Imperial Fist yellow. I end up looking like 2nd edition Striking Scorpion. Sounds incredible. Used to own a gaming store. We had a twitchy system too. Every time it would go off in the middle of the night, it caused so much stress. Is it a false alarm or is it someone stealing 30 grand of Magic the Gathering cards? Exactly. Well, you know, there's been some people that have been into the studio, and if you've been into the studio, you see the level of equipment and technical stuff that goes into making those streams. It is a significantly high value room, should we say. So I have cameras. So when the alarm goes off, I'm like, cameras on straight away. Let's have a look. When I worked for Pizza Hut, one day the alarm went off when I was the only one there. I didn't know how to shut it off. The alarm company called. I missed it. They just turned it off themselves. So I had this, not this year just gone, but the year before, on New Year's Eve. We did a New Year's Eve stream. We finished New Year's Eve at 20 past midnight. I then turned off. I was like, I'm knackered. I want to go to bed. And then I had a phone call from the alarm company, and my alarm was going off. My burglar alarm was going off. This same company. So I hadn't dealt with this before. This was before they changed the system to the SIM card one. So we'd not had any activation. So it was the first time I'd ever had an activation. I'd never had an activation before. So I was at this point panicking because I'd not had an alarm activation in the building. And I'd only been in there 3 or 4 months or something. So I phoned them up and they were like, yeah, you've had an alarm activation. I was like, cool. So what's going on? Have you phoned the police? Nah. Why not? Well, just an alarm activation, isn't it? I was like, yes, an intruder alarm activation. You've had an intruder alarm activation. You've not phoned the police. Nah. Why? Just the one activation. Why would we? And what I didn't realise was their system will essentially tell them whether it's just a random activation or whether someone's in the building. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they told me anyway. So in the end, I ended up getting over to the studio for 1 o'clock in the morning on New Year's Eve and sitting there solving the problem for 45 minutes with the engineer on the phone. And it's just because water had got in the roof and caused a short, essentially. So I was just trying to open a window, but set an alarm off. Now hiding in the bushes. Brilliant. Thanks, Chris. What a fucking legend. So it does make me a bit nervous when I get alarm activations, but the worst part about it is because the alarm system's so shit, it's actually desensitized me to the issues now, which is not good. But soon Hobby House will be in there, and then I can hand it off to some duty manager, and it won't be my problem anymore. It's alright, because in half an hour, I finish the stream, I pack up, I fuck off to the studio anyway, and then when I'm at the studio, and in front of me it says, inevitably it'll say fault code, I'll phone them up, I'll quote the fault code, I'll clear the fault code. Job's a good one. When I ask people things in the UK like a plumber or apartment supervisor, is it normal for them to tell you bullshit? Like they will email or call back with an update when they don't? They don't mean it at all. I mean, I think that happens. It depends on the tradesman, obviously, but I think that's still pretty common. What's the guitar in the background? One minute. It's a limited edition Fender. I played years and years ago, but not very well. When I was like late teens, I played, and I could play some songs and stuff like that, right? And I was okay at it. So a couple of years ago, I wanted to pick up a different hobby because, you know, Warhammer's become my job now. I want to pick up a different hobby. And I was like, oh, I used to like playing the guitar. So I bought myself a nice, well, Luce bought me a nice guitar for my birthday that I maybe have played 5 times since. And I've realised that 20 years of not playing guitar means I'm absolutely terrible at guitar again. I'm essentially starting from scratch. And I don't have the patience. Need to add a bed to Joker sleep that out of hours. No, the insurance won't cover that. I play the drums at a decent level. We had a drum kit here for a while for the kids, and I started to learn that. Again, I haven't got the patience. I haven't got the patience to learn instruments. I'm too impatient. Hey, Christian, how's it going, dude? ADHD's a bitch. Yeah, it is. It's just, I mean, at this point, I'm not even entirely sure if it's ADHD related necessarily, but I'm just impatient at learning things. I want to be good at things very, very quickly. And there's lots of things I pick up that I'm good at quickly, which means when I pick up something that actually takes some work and effort, I get frustrated and annoyed because I'm not good at it quickly. Do the kids play? No. They've learned piano and keyboard. The youngest fucked around on the drums for a bit. He was the one that was mostly interested in them, but eventually the novelty wore off very, very quickly, and we donated the drums to we bought them secondhand for like 60 quid for a full set, and then what we ended up doing was donating it to a local school, and they didn't have a drum set, so now there's kids in that local school that can play drums because we donated the set to them, which is quite a nice thing to do actually. We don't want these anymore. Instead of selling them on, we're just going to donate them to a school, which was quite nice. So, yeah, I'm musically challenged. My ADHD gets channeled into hyper-focusing on something like Warhammer. Yeah, no, and that's what I do all the time, Andy. It focuses in, but I just can't seem to make it work for guitars. I've made it work for all manner of things. I can't seem to make it work for music. I'm super impatient with learning stuff now. Wasn't when I was younger. I think I've always been impatient with learning stuff because lots of things I've picked up really quickly. So when it takes effort, I get frustrated. But if you can make very obvious incremental gains, then I find it easier to stick to it. So when I'm putting something new in or I'm learning something new tech-wise, you often go, oh, I've got that working now, but I can't do this thing. And then you do it, oh, I've got that working now, but I need to be able to do this thing. And so because you can kind of see those incremental gains, I feel like it's easy for me to stick to it. The guitar, it just sounds awful all the time. So, instruments like max patience. You're already doing Warhammer painting. I think you can only do so many max time and patience activities can become overwhelming. I think you're probably right, Maximus. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a stunning guitar, though. It's a very pretty device. It's a Fender something dark side. It's very, very nice. I really like it. I want to do more with it. I don't have the time yet. I've got to be too busy grifting on camera for memberships, so I don't get time to play guitar. It's very, very nice though. Very nice. Very, very nice guitar. And you know what? Even if I don't ever play, I love a guitar. Fucking love a guitar. So, it's just nice. If someone knows electric guitars a lot though, and they want to DM me, I'm not gonna turn that down. because I don't. It doesn't. I can't even get it to sound the way I want it to sound. I just have an amp and a guitar. I don't know if I need a pedal. But I can't even. I can tune it fine. Easy. Fender app tune. Job's a good one. But I think I need a pedal to make it sound like a proper electric guitar should. Sean, do you know electric guitars very well? Maybe you and I can have the conversation then. Depends on the amp. I'll show you the amp. One of them, innit? MG15. And this little cheeky chap sat on top as well, look. There you go. One of them, innit? I'm now expecting you to serenade me over guitars on my house. Oh, God, no! Yeah, one of them, innit? One of them amps. I bought the amp. This is where the hyperfocus kicks in. I end up with the guitar and the amp, and I've got the picks. I did the tuning, blah 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 blah. Right, and then bored now. I love how off the rails Liam gets about Lethal Joe supervising him. Exclamation mark gift. You can honestly, right? You could probably end up getting me to talk about literally fucking anything, Ash, when people aren't here to keep me on the... which is funny, because when Joe's here, I have to try and keep him on track, and when Luce is here, she fucks off on random directions to talk about the kids and have to try and keep her on track. Line 6 boards, which are very good at pedal emulation. Okay. I don't know what these are! I have software you can use when you can do all the pedals. The guitar is the best faction for competitive play. Well, that's what we've decided. I still haven't picked a faction, chat. Someone. I bought a book about it as well. I got a book somewhere about learning guitar. Where I put it. Even though you chose something to be your leisure activity, some things like painting and learning an instrument are very high effort leisure activities. I know I know you know, just don't be too hard on yourself. Oh, I'm not, mate, to be honest with you. I get more grief from other people than I give to myself. I love this as well, right? What did I do? Gladius, Librarian, Grey Knights, Drakari, Ultramarines, Templars. Cheers, chat. Sub-Zero pedal, okay. I think the Grotmus attachment is quite bad, isn't it? No, Ash, to be fair. Isn't it the uppy-downy detachment just a better one? Where's Warcom? Warcom. Golden Demon 2025. Isn't Golden Demon 2025 in America again? Yeah, I can't do that Golden Demon because it's in America. Downloads. Warhammer to 40,000. Detachments! Grotmus detachments. Index. Deathwatch. World Eaters. Necrons. Tau. Templars. Blood Angels. Votan. Demons. Drakari. Space. Grey Knights. The Warp Bane Task Force is the Grey Knights attachment. The Warp Bane Task Force. Certain areas of the battlefield within your army's hologram. Oh, this fucking thing. I already don't like it. The deployment zone is always within your army's hologram. The area of the battlefield within 6 inches is one or more purifier units from your armies within your army's hologram. At the start of the phase, you control at least half the objective of no man's land hologram. At the start of the phase, you control at least half the objective. Each time a Grey Knight's model unit from your army makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If that unit is a Purifier squad and or is wholly within army's hallowed ground, you can reroll hit rolls instead. Add 3 to OC. Melee weapons have precision. And while the bearer is wholly within your army's hallowed ground, each time a melee attack is made by the bearer scores a wound. The target of that attack suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to any normal attack. Each time a melee attack is made by the bearer scores a wound. Okay. File of the... That's not bad for 15 points. That's quite good. Is it just the bearer? Bearer's melee weapons have precision. Bearer's... Yeah, okay. It's not the greatest. Grey Knight infantry model. Models in the bearer's unit have the stealth ability. Grey Knight model, once per battle and start a new phase, the bearer can select one friendly Grey Knight's unit within 18 inches and visible to it if it does until the end of the phase. The army's hallowed ground. Okay, not terrible. Sanctified kill zone, 1 CP. Your shooting phase, Grey Knight unit. Until the end of the phase, each time you model unit makes an attack, reroll wound roll 1. You reroll the unit your Purifier squad. For shooting, yeah, okay. Flames, fight phase. Purifiers. Roll D6 for each unit within 6 inches of your unit, adding 1 to the result if it includes Crystal and Crow. Well, 4+, the unit suffers decent more wins. Okay.
I'm only sending this to see it on the screen.
See what on the screen? Oh. Why have they done that? Is it fixed it? Why is it being funny? Why is OBS being fucking weird now? Display capture. Well, this is weird. OBS is flat refusing to look at this screen at all. What the fuck is going on with OBS? What the fuck? What's happening, chat? I don't understand. So how do I... Okay, that works. That should now work. Why is that? This is really weird. OBS having a right moment today, innit? So this is telling me that it's capturing this display. You can see it when I drop it down here, right? It says it's capturing my 32-inch Samsung monitor, right? Cool. So I then bring up the YouTube window on my big YouTube monitor, and it... So I normally have... On that monitor, I normally have OBS. On this monitor, I normally have YouTube, so I can see when you people gift money, gift stuff, right? You can see how well the stream's done for today. But OBS is randomly picking this window up, despite the fact that I've got no window capture, just a display capture. How really weird. And if I reduce the display capture, it then picks up the monitor that it's supposed to pick up. How really fucking odd. What happens if I bring this up and put it over there? I'm really confused. What the fuck is... This is like Inception. What the fuck is going on? Oh my lord. Okay, well we'll just manage this for now. How's it doing that? I don't know how it's picking up the... Okay, anyway. Flames of Sanctity, cool. Thank you, Sean, for letting me know. I appreciate you. We've read that one. Hello, Beacon. Infantry that's arriving by deep strike. Set up your homes in 6 minutes, or whatever. Fires of Covenant. Grenade infantry from your army. Each time makes a normal advance and fallback move. In 6 minutes, roll 1d6, adding 2 to the result if these units hold on 4+ that units of decent wounds. Yeah. The opponent's shooting faces army. It selects its targets. Grenade infantry from your army. 4 up in one. That's not bad. And then finally, repelling sphere. Start of your opponent's charge phase. 1 grenade unit from your army. Each time you declares charge, charge, subtract 1 from the charge. I mean, it's okay. Let's get back to normality with the screens, though. If I bring up YouTube now, is it gonna... Okay, we're good. What's the order of the scenes in OBS? So if I go to screen share now, right? Screen share. So the order of the scenes in OBS, I have my tune at the top, right? My members goal is hidden. I have Camlink 2. What the fuck is that? Fixed it. There's a random window capture that got turned on that I don't even know why it exists. Delete. Go away. Okay, we fixed it. We solved the problem, chat. Okay, fixed it. Okay, made it work. That was interesting, wasn't it? Everyone Gaulayed it. But it worked earlier, which was really odd. When I screen shared earlier, it worked fine. And then I pressed the screen share button again and it randomly turned on a scene that I haven't used in... I don't know when I used it. Free software. Yeah. OBS be OBSing lately. I'm having lots of little niggly problems with it, but I don't know if there's a better alternative. It's like the fact that I still can't get the membership goal to automatically update. Secret scene, I mean source. Yeah, it was a random source that was I've not used it forever. Just delete those of them now. Delete that one. If I disappear in a minute, you know why. I turned off my sub counter because that was all getting depressing. What's this? Oh, Sad Joe. So many random sources on my OBS. So many fucking stupid things I've not used for ages. Oh, hang on. Where's the camera shut off? Oh, still good. Still no one there. I have got some secret scenes, yeah. I have. Look at you 200 people that sat to watch me dick around with OBS and YouTube as well. Thank you, people. You're all amazing human beings. I'm excited for tonight as well. I haven't got a clue what Elder I'm going to use at the moment. I don't know. I think I've only got 1 or 2 painted models here, so which is a Wraith Lord and a Wraith Knight, and I won't be using those tonight. So I'll figure something out. Keep Joe on. We miss him. No. He's busy. He should be working. I think I'm going to squeeze some clowns in, Kev. Yeah. Yeah. 10 more gifted, and I'll put Sad Joe back on. Thanks for looking at the detachment. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. I just don't think it's that interesting. It's weird. Like I kind of want to do Grey Knights because I'm excited about this new army that we're being sent to us that we can play with. And I think they're going to get a range refresh. And I've got no intuition or knowledge of this at all, but I think they're going to get a range refresh. And then on the other hand, it's Games Workshop, right? So I'm sat here half expecting them to break our hearts and release like a new Drago model and nothing else, and leave the rest of the range as is, which would make me super sad. And then I look at the fact that everything's out of stock, and I'm hoping it's because they're not frantically replacing kits because they're looking at doing a refresh. But I'm like, are they that prepared? Nah, they'll just flog all the old stuff to us anyway. So some clowns instead of Joe. Will we notice a difference? Amazing. I've opened a can of worms here. Kill me now. Well, you know, it's your job. So yeah, so I think it's weird, isn't it? Then I look at Templars and Dark Angels, because I love Templars and Dark Angels, but I think they're going to be really one-dimensional in the way they play. Both of them are pretty similar. Run forward, use tanks to open transports, kill things with swords. Whereas at least Grey Knights have got currently at least, they've got the movement shenanigans. They've got the uppy-downy nonsense. They're quite interesting to play competitively. Then I think about Drakari, because I like elves, but then I think, well, I've already got elves. I don't want to do too many elves. Then I think about Necrons, but I think they're a bit dull. Joe's not running NIDS. No, I do think about NIDS because I think NIDS are quite interesting. Got lots of options, but then I flat rely on Joe painting for me. So I'm really cyclical at the moment. Then I want to do orcs because I built one single breaker boy, right? I built one single war boss and I built one single big mech. I built 3 models. One's got base coats on it already, and that's it. And I'm like, oh, I want to do orcs now. This is my head. This is what happens in my brain. This is for an upcoming round robin tournament. Kind of, Justin. Joe wants to run tournament Tuesdays in the studio. So he wants all the studio people. So me, Brom, Joe, Tom, Paddy, Eddie, to all pick 2 factions, right? And then those 2 factions are the ones we're restricted to whenever we're playing Tournament Tuesdays. Not every Tuesday is going to be Tournament Tuesdays, for reference, right? So there'll be other things still going on. Hopefully, some point in the near future, Joe will get the inspiration to bring AOS back, etc. But we will be doing Tournament Tuesdays as well, and you'll know when it's a Tournament Tuesday. We'll make sure people are aware of it. And so what he wants to do is show that you can play tournaments with tournament terrain. The game can look fun, it can look interesting, and it can be fun, right? And that's the key thing here that we're trying to showcase, that tournaments have this, even amongst our own audience, tournaments have this this stigma attached to them that's full of knobheads, really dull, really boring, really hard. There is knobheads, they exist, they do. And there are ways in which you can deal with them, but actually the majority of people that attend tournaments aren't those people. The majority of people that attend tournaments are fun, they're interesting, you know, they're a good laugh, you can share a beer, you can share a giggle. And we went to Beachhead a couple of weeks ago and it just enforced that, and I think Joe wants to try and show that off on the channel, and I'm actually here for it as well. I think that's good. I think you can show off competitive play without being devoid of personality and fun, which it would seem others struggle with. So, you know, that's the point of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to league table the people, not the armies. So me, Tom, Joe, Paddy. I think I know how it's going to go. But me, Tom, Joe, Paddy, Eddie, Brom have a league, and then we're gonna play games. The reason why we're picking 2 factions is because if it's the same people playing each other, we don't want to end up with just the same matchup over and over and over and over again. So if you talked about this, what do you think the next largest change to 40k would be? Will they move away from the D6? Will they bring back points of detachments? Will they do activations? I can't see them ever getting rid of D6, and I can't see them ever getting rid of the current way that things activate. I don't think we'll go to alternative activations. I actually don't want them to either. I don't want them to come away from either of those things. It's so inherently 40k to play with D6 and to do my army, your army. I think there's better ways of doing my army, your army. I do think there's better ways of doing my army, your army. So I don't think they've got it perfect yet, but I can't see them coming away from it. I think we may see granular points return a little bit in the future. Now the new manager's in. I think that's probably the biggest thing we'll see. I want you guys to do this for years, beating my head against the wall. Well, now it's coming, wee man. Small bunch of knobheads at Bournemouth, mostly wearing Great Hall shirts or something I had. Yeah. Do you have any advice for playing faster? Think about it less. It depends on your faction, Jacob, to be fair. A lot of it's about repetitions, learning your own army. How do you remove pivot? Yeah, I always have great fun at our local tournaments. We have managed to get rid of all the tryhards and rules lawyers. I've played against tryhards and rules lawyers and then ended up at the end of the game both laughing together. I think you can... Some people can kind of make it work. 10th to 11th has no soft or hard reset, I assume just tweaks. I hope so. Mordy and Gloria had an interesting video recently where he argued that tournaments have been working on fixing that guy in competitive scene, but there's more of that guy in the casual that haven't been worked on. It's possible. I don't know. I don't think it's that common. Why not pick an army to use a flat out competitive and the other can be something you don't think is that great competitively but have to work at to get it to that level? Maybe. Yeah, everything forward turn one, that speeds things up. 100% it does, yeah. 5 minutes, chat. We're only on 52. Can we do 48 members in 7 minutes? Is that possible? Can you not do 48 members in 7 minutes? YouTube's about to break again. No, I thought I might have solved it. Big fan of tournament choose. I was excited to see you go to Table Titans and play their tournament. Just wish you got more games in. Yeah, I got bullied by Adrian game 1, didn't I? Just because I was prepared to get up early. I need to get over the self-consciousness that I'll be exposed for not knowing all my rules if I sign up for a tournament. Nick, mate, honestly, so many people. This is where Battle Bunker is so good. They're all there. I would suggest as well, as long as you don't give yourself a rule that you don't have and you just forget a rule that you should have had, that's fine, right? So, like, if you have a 6-up feel no pain and you forget about it and you don't use it for the first 3 battle rounds, then you look at your data sheet and go, oh, I should have had 6-up feel no pain. All you've done at that point is you've just forgotten something that you should have had, so it's not to your opponent's detriment, okay? If you play the whole game like you've got a 5-up feel no pain and then you're looking, oh, it's only a 6-up feel no pain, that's the worst way round. Because that's when you've then diddled your opponent a little bit, right? And no one likes to be diddled. Whitey, thank you for the one gifted. Up to 53. The 48's on, chat. Down to 47. The deeper you go into an event, the more you'll play players like yourself. I think you're probably right there, Melody, actually, to be fair. I think it's very accurate. If 40k6 with you go, I go, then you shouldn't apply damage to the end of the turn after both players have gone. That's a sort of mechanic that I think I'd like to see. I don't know about the nuances of this, to be fair, Colin, but that's the sort of thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see something like, you've had your first turn, we've marked down all the casualties and damage. I'm going to have my turn with all of those things that are damaged and dead, and at the end of the battle round, we both remove casualties. I don't know how that is achieved, or if it can be done nicely, and maybe it can't be done nicely, but that's the sort of thing I'd be into. I claim to know a lot of rules. Mine and my opponent's army, no one can know every rule. You get things wrong no matter how many times you play, 100%. The best players will get things wrong. Look at Liam and company, they play every week with multiple armies and still get things wrong all the time. All the time. I genuinely use the channel for rules. Whatever Joe does, I tend to do the opposite. It's a safe bet. It's a safe bet, Kev, that, to be fair. I'm here for it as well. I'm here for it. Sorry about these awful noises, by the way. I'm still getting over this head cold. I don't normally like to do this down the microphone at you all. I could have done with a few more streams off, to be fair, but the grind does not allow that. I've seen people at top WCC players not know what Cypher does. And the thing is with 40k, there's so many rules, interactions. There's a 30-something page clarification document. You've got 20 plus factions with multiple data sheets that all have their own ability. Every single data sheet has an ability. And some of them are duplicated. Land Raiders all have Assault Ramp, for example. But majoritatively, you have a different ability for every single data sheet, right? At which point, that means that there's going to be thousands of abilities in play at any one time. You know, so I don't think you should put pressure on yourself ever, Nick, to remember all of your rules. Just hope you remember most of them, and you don't give yourself, like I said, you don't give yourself something you don't have. And even then, depending on the severity of it, most people are pretty fucking forgiving, to be fair. It's why I enjoy watching Warhammer Plus battle reports. They flash up rule cards on the screen when they're in play. Yeah, I'm working on something. But it's a lot of work. I'm trying to get to a point where when a stratagem is played on screen, the deck can put the stratagem on the screen. But I've got to make all of the assets. I've got to plug it all into my system. And then what I've got to do is make sure people like Joe use the actual name of the stratagem. There's lots of things I'm trying to do to improve the stream. It's going to take me a lot of time, a lot of effort. But if we can get it working, I always want to increase and improve our production quality. Always, always, always. Without doubt. But yeah. All we need is your support. Right, I'm very comfortable now that there's no one in my building. And that the phone call is nonsense. I wouldn't have uppy downy flash up on screen, no. I wouldn't. You're correct. Part of me likes Joe made up names for a strat, but probably better for the learning experience. Joe's guard will get super easy. Take aim, take aim, take aim. Yeah. Fucking Joe. Right, you wonderful humans. I actually need to finish on time today. If the 48 gifted membership train had started, I'd have held on for a little bit longer. But I do actually have to finish on time as close as possible because I've got to go to the studio and meet Paddy and get everything ready. Has Joe set the table up? Should we have a look on the camera and see if Joe set the table up? If he set the table up, he's saved me some time. Or is it blank table? It looks like he's left a table set up. What's the armies tonight? Eldar versus Tzeentch Demons. Me and Paddy. It'll be much fun. So I need to go now, pick up some dinner on the way over to the studio, so I get the studio ready for Lord Paddy's arrival, and get ready to play Eldar versus Tzeentch Demons tonight. I'm very excited because it's Eldar, obviously. And I've got my new Eldar dice over there as well, which are even less readable in the camera, so I can just continue to tell you the results, whatever I say it is. And then, I found some fancy orc dice on eBay as well. Do you like these? How cool are they? I love those a little bit. And then tomorrow we're back with After Dark at 8:30. So, Brom's on the deck tonight as well, so you can bully Brom with fancy names and stuff. You only need to do 147 memberships tonight, chap. That's it. Nothing, is it? You smash that. Absolutely smash that. Hopefully we get to see you wonderful human beings tonight at 7:30 for that live game. If not, like I said, we are live tomorrow at 8:30 for After Dark before we roll into the weekend. And I get to go watch Saints lose again on Saturday, which I can't wait. And I need to do some painting this weekend, and I'm trying to debate what I want to paint. Orcs, Eldar, Grey Knight, singular, Grey Knight. Lord Paddington III, exactly, yeah. Exactly. So, that's about it, really. You're all amazing. You're all amazing. I love you all so much. You make me laugh. You're my family. Well, obviously Luce and the boys are my direct family, but you know what I mean, right? You people are incredible. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I think that's about it. Great Great stream. Thank you so much. Much love, everyone. Take care all. You're amazing. Whoops, Roddy, you can fuck off. You'll get banned for that. No, so I didn't use your Andy name then. I used your actual name. Right. Time to get moving. I don't want to leave home. It's very grim outside. I need to go and find some cheap dinner too. So it's going to win this weekend. Let's not. Let's. Anyway, you people are amazing. Thank you for hanging out today. Like I said, hopefully we'll see you tonight. If not, we'll see you in the next one.